Pandas. Pandas, 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 pandas. Good morning, pandas. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you can join us today. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're finding yourself here. For that, I'm truly grateful. Hey, thanks for coming. Join the stream. Hey, let's start off with filling out that poll. Let me know what kind of day you think today might be. And also, hey, let's start off with some good mornings and locations, because I like to see where all you guys are coming from to get a better sense of the community here. Also, we have a like goal of 100 likes before 9:30. Can it be possible? I don't know. We have 65 concurrent viewers. Can you guys somehow multiply your likes so we can get at least 100 before the 9:30, before the market open? That would be amazing. The reason why the likes help a lot is because it lets the YouTube algorithm know that this stream is providing useful content, especially that goes along with the title, Live Futures Trading. And so for anyone who's looking for any type of stream like this, any kind of content like this, it helps them be able to find this kind of content better. So it helps a lot if it supports the stream. It also helps others find this content for those who are looking for it. So you're helping others by hitting that like button. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoy the content, of course. Good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Alberto from Colombia. Let's go, baby. Good morning, Tanner Neal. Good morning, F Zen from Alberta. F Zen, he was the winner of our of our 5,000 sub giveaway. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, Brandon Jones. Welcome back, Pandas from Florida. Good morning from Montana, John Parkman. SW Blaze from Chicago. Stray Rat from Florida. A Stray Rat. Have I seen you before? I'm not sure. Well, welcome to the stream. Phil W. Good morning. Good morning. Mazar Ali from Toronto. Fellow Canadians here. Steve T from California. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Jason, our trusty mod here. Jason confirming our charts are matching up. That's good news. Scott Hubbard, good morning from Ohio. Marcelo from Argentina. Good morning from Argentina. Wow, 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 Argentina. I've been to Argentina like maybe 3 or 4 times. Went to Buenos Aires, did a couple things. That's the first time I ever had, well, I guess it's known here as Brazilian barbecue, but really just South American barbecue. That's the first time I had it. I went to, and that's the first time I ever had, people coming out with, meat on like swords and carving meat for you, and that was an amazing. That was like that was like 20 years ago. But Argentina, I love Argentina. Ryan Schmidt asks, anyone here live on trading futures? Pandas, pandas, pandas. Tanner Neal, good morning, good morning. Bill Jesso, good morning from Ontario. Good morning, guys. Hey, as you guys are joining the stream, hey, make sure we try to hit that like goal of 100 likes before the market open, to let as many people know about the stream. For those who want to find content like this, a stream like this, as the market opens. So this is why it's important to try to get before the market open, so those who want to join during the market can join. As you guys are rolling in, let me go over a little bit what's happening here. I'm Bye Money, and welcome to my stream. We're trading futures live here, and we're scalping the E-mini. The E-mini is the most liquidable market in the universe, so this is why we trade the E-mini, and we trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback setup that looks like this, A, B, C. Or we can say first pullback, first entry, second pullback, and we like to enter into the second entry. So once the market makes this two-legged move, then we like to enter into the opposite side. For instance, if I grab this pattern, I put it right here, we have a two-legged move, the bottom of the trading range off the 240 SMA. We see that we're able to make a scalp here. And see, we like to find this pattern in key areas such as moving averages, support resistance levels. And in the right context, this can provide a greater than 90% probability to make 1 point scalp on the E-mini. If you'd like more information about the setup, you can check out the description below, and there are playlists describing the details of finding this setup on your charts. Also, we trade pure price action. That means that we have minimal indicators. We have the 20 EMA, we have the 240 SMA, this dashed line, and we have a custom indicator that automatically counts legs and identifies these second entries for us with a simple color scheme, dark green or dark red numbers. For instance, you see this dark green number right here. Well, it's because there's a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, and then next reversal off the 20 EMA is a second entry. These second entries are not necessarily always the best second entries. Not every second entry is created equal, but they are second entries, and it identifies every single one of them on your charts. If you're following for the first time, just look at this diamond. The color of the diamond will tell us if it's a second entry or not, but we can also count the legs manually. And so when this diamond is dark green or dark red, it means that the next reversal, when the market comes and hits this diamond is always placed at the place where you want to enter your trade. And so if I were to enter this trade, I'll put one tick below the previous bar. And so that's why this diamond is one tick right below the previous bar. And so if this was a dark green or dark red number, that means that this next reversal will be a second entry. Also, this trading range indicator that automatically identifies trading ranges using pure price action. As you can see here, these horizontal lines are not, I didn't manually create them, they're automatically created for us. And it identifies choppiness, and once it identifies choppiness, it looks for trading range using pure price action. If you want more information about either of these indicators, you can check out the URL on the bottom right of your screen at www.twoleggedpullback.com. There's a link in the description below as well. And that is it for the introduction. Hey pandas, welcome to the stream. Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's find the best setups. Hey, today's a new day. I know I had a minus 450 day yesterday, but on the stream I had a minus 600 day. It was basically a one loss trade, and it was just like grinding upwards like crazy on an L4 setup. I thought the L4 setup was good yesterday. Let me go back and see if I can find it. Yeah, it was this L4 right here, and I tried to enter here and got burned big time. But good thing I minimized my losses. I just got hit and that's it. And after that, it just really just chopped for a very long time. And the trading range indicator actually identified the chop starting from these bars right here and continued the chop. And I actually had one successful scalp with another L4 with a good signal bar, and I took it again because right here is actually exactly where the measure move was. And so that's why it's important that context does matter in my opinion, even with L4 setups. So if I do like a simple measure move, this pink line right here is from down here to up here. So to find the measure move, before a point of consolidation, you look at the previous trend, and this is consolidation here, and you find the lowest point to the highest point. So the lowest point here to the highest point of the consolidation. Then you copy, paste, find the lowest point of the consolidation, put the measure move there, and we see that we have a measure move right up here. And as you can see as well, we have a L4 setup right at that measure move and with a good signal bar. And so I took this and I scalped out pretty easily right there. So that was my one trade I took off stream. Honestly, I haven't been trading as much off stream, just been so busy, but also just kind of been chilling out a little bit. I think I'm having a difficult time, I think, personally, reading the market as best as I can. It's just, I don't know what it is, but once I broke that 15,000 mark, it's hard to like jump to the next level, to jump to the 20K. I'm trying to get to 20K, and I think I'm too focused on trying to hit 20K. I'm not focused on the setups, and so I think I was getting into bad trades, and so I'm trying to calm down a little bit, taking my setups, taking my time, being a little more patient. So the growth has been a little slower these days, but hopefully once I start gaining my confidence back, I can start speeding up that progress. But it's not about how fast you, right? This is a journey, pandas. This is why I call this a journey, not a challenge. Even though I did double my count in 1 month, this is still a journey. And sometimes you have fast growth, sometimes you have slow growth. And I think also the market these days have been quite tricky for me. Not to lie. Yep, as Daniel I says, like this market has been choppy. I think we're in a state of confusion as a market as a whole. And as you can tell, when we look at the daily, right, when the market looks like this for the last couple of days, just grinding up and it's smashing down, smashing back up, this to me is like confusion, and it's just hard to trade. So I think this is why I've been kind of like getting chopped up a little bit more than usual, but yeah, we'll see. You know, we're just trying to find the best setups possible, and that's what we're going to try to do in the stream. All right, pandas, we're about to open in about 5 minutes. Let me look at the poll here. We have about 63 votes here. 54% think it's a trading range day today. I'm going to end it. I'm going to let you guys know what kind of day I think it's going to be. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. If you want to know what the stream is about, you can rewind a little bit more and kind of go over in the introduction what we're going in the stream. By the way, I'm using the 2000 tick chart. 2000 tick chart. I don't use time charts. I do use time charts as well, but right now the main chart I use is 2000 tick chart. I use the time charts for better context. You know, sometimes the time charts is a little more clear, right? This is the 5-minute chart. Sometimes it's a little more clear than the tick charts, and I like to have both. I like to look at both if I can. Let's find those best setups, pandas. I'm gonna go over what I think kind of day is gonna be today. Yesterday, we had this incredible. I can't tell you how. This is how incredible yesterday's bull market was. Bull trend day. This bar right here is basically from its low. I think bigger than the last. Is it bigger than this one? Oh, this bar is actually bigger. Is it bigger than the one before that? Okay, these bars are bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 20, the last 26 trading days. That means it's more than a month ago since we've seen a bar like this. That's how crazy it was. More than a month ago. Bigger than the last 20 bars. Typically, after a big bull bar like this, what you're expecting is follow through. You're expecting another big bull bar, but you gotta look at the context. When you look to the left of the chart, basically we just neutralized this bar. And so, in my mind, I think I'm leaning more towards trading range day today because pretty much I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like I won't be surprised if this makes another bull bar today, but I wouldn't be surprised if we literally stay in a very small range today because traders are confused, right? We're at the top of the trading range again. And even though we had a huge big bull bar, look right where we ended. We couldn't close above the trading range, top of the trading range on the daily. So I think traders might want to wait for a confirmation bar for here before they decide to go higher. But yeah, in my opinion, I think trading range day today. That's what I think. But I have no idea, pandas. Today's a little confusing. It's not as clear as other days. Like, for instance, I thought this day was very clear that we're gonna, you know, kind of spike down. This was kind of surprising to me because we had a pretty nice bounce off 20 MA, but we're also top of the trading range. So the fact that it went under here and it made another measure move down, that actually kind of surprised me. I didn't think it was gonna go that far down, but it did. So now we have a huge bull bar, and then what do we do with this big bull bar when we look to the left? Well, I think since we are kind of overlapping bars now, could be possible trading range. That's what I'm thinking. But we'll let every single candle give us the information that we need. Market's about to open in 1 minute, pandas. Let's go, baby. Right now, on the 2K chart, I have this triangle form, right? We have this channel going upwards. We also have this channel going down. And so we're going to ask ourselves, which channel will prevail? We do have a potential H4 set up here, right at the market open. Market has opened, and we might have a potential H4 at the bottom trading range. I wouldn't mind taking this long. If we trigger this H4, I wouldn't mind going long here because we would just be hitting this bottom of the trend line. But this is a higher low setup right now. We lose the H4. Okay, H4 triggers. If this doesn't spike down, if it spikes down, we lose it. Okay, yeah, we lost. We lost this trend line here. So not super interesting going long because I do not know. Oh, actually, we're in the bottom trading range. Kind of in a downtrend at the moment. A big bear bar, confirmation bar right after it. That means probably expecting more to go down, but we shall see. What kind of bar this is going to be? Okay, it's not super bearish. But for some people, that might be enough to keep going short. In my opinion, I think we're still choppy here because of this trading range. Am I going to take this H4? I'm going to skip this H4. Mainly because we lost this trend line. And we might still keep going down. So this channel down here, this down channel might be the prevailing channel. And we pretty much lost this channel. So in my opinion, we can keep going down here. If this H5 triggers and doesn't break the previous candles this low here, this pivot low, I might be interested on this higher low setup in the trading range. Okay, we don't have a higher low setup. We lost a higher low setup. It makes a perfect scalp. Ooh, reversing here. I kind of like this, pandas. Kind of like this. I don't know if I can get in. I kind of like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Kind of like this. It's going down pretty far. Oh boy. Going down pretty far. Do I like this still? Disappointing reaction. Kind of like this still. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. Because of that perfect scalp made on the H5. Hitting the 240 SMA. Alright, I sit on my hands here. I don't like that reaction. Do not like how that's disappointing to me. But we are in trading range and 240 SMA acting as some sort of support, but also downtrend. I would like a higher low setup if possible. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna make a point. Micro double top, but I think it's gonna make a point here. So we basically had the H5 or H4 with one more push down that fails to break down. Right, this is like a failed breakdown. Nice, spikes down, comes back up with a perfect scalp. I kind of like that setup, but it's choppy, and I don't like how this bar ends with the big wick. Okay, bottom trading range now. Trading range moved to down here, showing the chop is continuing. Okay, that makes a perfect scalp. So that does give you a scalp right there. I sort of like that trade. I personally just like a higher low setup if possible. Give me that higher low and I'll be interested. I still think we're choppy. I think we're going to be trading range day today. So I'm going to trade this like a trading range day today. And I think the price action is showing us trading range type price action. Choppiness plus the trading range indicator is getting pretty wide now, as you can see, all the way up here to down here. Right, that makes an absolute scalp. Oh, 10K is about to make a two-legged move. I see, I see. I'm actually not interested in that. I'm not interested in this two-legged move. It's a very good signal bar. Very good signal bar, actually. And that's a 10K two-legged pullback. But I don't like how it's like riding on this 20 EMA like this. You know, it's just going in and out of the 20 EMA. We can come back down to the bottom of the 10K trading range. And that's typically what you think is going to happen, right? Top to bottom. And so once we hit the top, not really trying to go long again, I'm expecting it to come back to the bottom of the trading range. This is 10K tick chart, by the way. I'll be interested in a higher low setup though, if we're to give it to us. Give us a decent signal bar with a higher low setup. I'll be interested. Let's go, baby. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Helps other people know about the stream. Hey, Brian, you might want to reload your historical data. Senai asks, what's an H4? Check out the frequently asked questions link in the description below. I go over what an H4 is. high or low setup could form here, but whew, I don't know. Trading range, bottom of trading range, high or low setup. So I typically would like the 10K is about to put a trap out. The 10K traps here. Too bad, unfortunately, it's an outside bar trap, so it's not a trap I'm really interested in. But this is also a two-legged pullback. A, B, C, Pikachu, right? There is a 10K Pikachu. Potential 10K Pikachu forming here. I think I'd be interested in this outside bar Pikachu. But look at how choppy it is, pandas, right? Like, even though this might be outside bar, it might hit the Pikachu here. Look at how choppy it is, right? We're just overlapping, making me think that, you know, if we overlap this bar, we're not gonna go much further down, but I could be wrong. Typically, Pikachus are pretty good, especially on the 10K chart. 10K chart Pikachus, very high probability to make 1 point, like regardless of context. The setup itself, but we do have a higher low setup potentially forming here. Bottom of the trading range. This is conflicting because the 10K could potentially come back to the bottom trading range down here, but the 2K chart has a trading range right here. Pandas, pandas, pandas. We got some conflicting information. I might hold off on the higher low here because of the 20 MA acting as obvious resistance right now. And it's a little difficult to go long into that, in my opinion. So we are like, for instance, we had this, right? And this failed to break out, comes back down. But just looking how the candles look, I don't know. I don't know how convincing of a downtrend this is. But the 10K is about to make a Pikachu here. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll be interested in this Pikachu if it does hit. On 10K chart, Pikachu. And I'll probably swing it to the bottom of the trading range. About 200 more ticks on the 10K chart. We got Pikachu forming here, good signal bar. Pikachu triggers. I think I'm going to try to come back to the bottom of the trading range here. And I'm going to move my stop once we hit like about a point. I'll move my stop to break even. Can we hit that point? I might have made a mistake here, pandas. I should have taken that scalp. It made a perfect scalp down. That's surprising. You're thinking at least 2 points here because the risk here is more than 4 points, right? Risk is about 6 points here. So you're thinking about trying to get 2 points here. I'm thinking it's bottom trading range. Makes the most sense. But like I said, like we're so choppy here. Like even though this Pikachu triggers, I was thinking like we're not gonna go much further because already look at how it's been choppy, right? Like every time it goes below, it comes right back all the way up, below, right back all the way up. But we got the Pikachu here on the 10K chart, and so let's see if we can get, you know, a couple more points here. It's starting to reverse on me. Let me get the 2K. It's starting to reverse on me. I don't like that at all. Like that's not what you want to see if you're short, right, pandas? You don't want to see that. With a perfect scalp. This market's being vicious today. But let's see if we can hold this, have some diamond pause, and hope that this was a good setup for 2 points here. I'm going a little more than 2 points, but it's okay. Actually, I'll go 2 points here. Exactly. It makes that perfect scalp and bounces right off of it. We do have a perfect scalp coming the other way on the other side on the Pikachu. Well, the reason why I'm extending my profit target is mainly because this bar is bigger than 4 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5.5 points. And so because of that, you actually have to increase your profit target. You actually have to try to get 2 points from this, because otherwise in the long term it won't make sense in a trader's equation. So I'm trying to get 2 points here, but like I said, like the price action was telling me, look at this, right? Like we're thinking we're continue this kind of price action. And so me trying to go short here could be a mistake, because every time it's gone short, right? Every time candle breaks previous low, comes right back up, breaks the low, comes right back up, breaks the low, comes right back up. So in essence, choppiness. So in essence, I try to go short on the bottom of chop, which is a mistake. Which I think this is kind of a mistake already. Like I should have already made my 2 points if it were a proper scalp. But I'm holding it, and yeah, I'm just gonna hold this. The 2K chart extending the bottom of the trading range on a 2K chart, showing strong bullish bars, right? Higher low setup here. This could come right back to the top of the trading range here. Right, we're just so choppy, so choppy. I might get busted here, pandas. It looks like I'm gonna get busted. Like that's a nice signal bar, like if you want to go long. And so I feel like I might get busted here, but I'm holding on. Diamond pause. If this traps here, actually I'm gonna come out and reverse my position. If this gives a trap on the 2K chart, I'm gonna reverse my position. So basically look what I did. On the 2K chart, this is where I should use the 2K chart to inform my 10K trading. Because on the 2K chart, I basically was trying to go short on the bottom of the trading range, which is a no-no. Okay, I mean, we still have a chance here, pandas. Should I skunk this? Is that even letting me skunk? I'm gonna reverse this position if it traps me out here. I might reverse with a double position because it's so apparent it's going to trap. Or I'm gonna skunk out. I'm gonna try to skunk this trade. Maybe I'm trying to get greedy. Save on. Alright, skunked out. Didn't like how that looked like. Pandas, so it's all good. I didn't like this huge bull bar, right, ending near its high. And so I skunked that trade, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Even if that makes my point still, I'm going to move on to the next one because that was disappointing. And for me, that's just like, wow. I got, like, in a sense, lucky that I was able to even come out break even. Bottom of the trading range on 2K chart. I'm about to go long here, if anything. But we'll see here. Right, we still have a trap set up here. But I don't like how the trap's under the 20 EMA. Like, this is still so choppy. It's hard for me to say. But I think going long here might be the trade. I don't know. It's confusing. Right? We're below the 20 EMA, which I don't like. You know, if the trap happened up here, I actually would like that more than way down here, even though the signal bar is probably better right here. But we're at the bottom of the trading range. Now making a trap at the bottom of the trading range in the choppiness. That's a good trade. I feel like I gotta take this trade. I feel like I gotta take this trade here. Alright, it's too late. It already scalped out. But that right there, I think, was the best setup so far. I was too hesitant. I was just too hesitant. I think I had the 10K chart in my mind still. But that was a nice scalp, right? That scalped out pretty quick. But yeah, that's a trap at the bottom of a trading range. And you might think, where's the trading range at? Well, the trading range is marked by the trading range indicator, right? We're at the bottom of it. But confusing. So, hey. Yeah, exactly, Jason. Live to fight another day. So I'm okay skunking that because what I saw was enough for me to try to skunk out. You know, it might have made the point later, but for me, like, it's not worth it because of the disappointing price action I saw. And it comes back down, I'm like, okay, I'm out. We have a higher low setup after a trap. This is so choppy right now, pandas. I think the market is confused. Like when the market saw this huge bull bar and they're at the top of the trading range, they're probably confused. Like, what do we do here? Or do we keep going long, or do we reverse it and come back to the bottom trading range? I think this is what the market's feeling. Wow, that's a good signal bar, right? But choppiness, so choppy right now. But that's a good signal bar, right? The higher low setup here. I don't like how many times it's hitting this. 1, 2. That is actually a second entry, believe it or not. Crazy, but this is how you do light count. A, B, C, A. A, B, C, A. It's actually a second entry with a decent signal bar, but in complete choppiness. Like, pandas, I know, like, most of the times if I saw a setup like that looked like this, I'm like, okay, I'm going long. But because of all of this, like, it just seems so choppy. Too choppy for me. Otherwise, I do like that setup. I do like this setup here. Not a bad setup. And you can see how it reacts, that most of the market thought that was a good setup because of how quick it's potentially scalping out. Scalped out, perfect scalp already. Right, that's a pretty good setup. Yeah, I like that setup a lot. It's just too choppy. It's been too choppy for me. But yeah, that's the setup. That's a dream setup right there. Not the dream setup, but that was another good setup. I thought potentially good setup. I just was not sure because of how choppy we were. I have seen, for instance, if this was cleaner, like if it wasn't so choppy down here, that I would consider it. But think about this: we had a higher low here, and another higher low. Like we had to do 2 higher lows. So for me, that was just too choppy for me. But with a trap, with a higher low after the trap, not a bad setup. Not a bad setup. Like I wouldn't blame you if you took that long, because that's not bad. I mean, it scalped what, like 4 points almost immediately. So I wouldn't like. Yeah, I was really considering that, but I just didn't like how choppy it was to get to this point. Like I have seen sometimes at the bottom of trading range, when you make another trading range at the bottom, right? We basically had another trading range right here at the bottom of this trading range, and I have seen these trading range fail and not able to make a point and just reverse and break down. But because we had another trading range at the bottom of this trading range, like I was not sure to actually go along there. But man, that's like when you see that, you're like, oh, that's gonna explode. That's gonna explode, right? When you see a strong bull bar like that. Hey pandas, let's hit that 100 like goal at least. We got 209 concurrent viewers, or 215 concurrent viewers. Come on, let's go, baby. All right, let me go over some of your chats as we are kind of now going into some consolidation. Your chart looks quite a bit different. I did just a check. Interesting. I mean, I think my chart's matching with most people, so sorry, Brian, if it's not matching perfectly with yours. Not sure what's happening. Mazar Ali asks, which direction you trade the Pikachu? You trade the direction of the actual entry. So you want to actually go into this Pikachu, right? You want to trade short here. Where the H4, L4, you actually want to go opposite, right? This is H4, goes up, you actually want to go to the opposite side. Ryan Schmidt asks, does anyone use trading futures as their only income? Chat, if you do, let Ryan Schmidt know. As most of you guys know, I don't trade full time. Kellyanne says, we are not getting above the EMA on the 2K and the candles are small. Yeah, for me, this was more like choppiness, and I think we're going to go in and out of the 20 EMA. Kellyanne says, I think most people trade as a side gig, Ryan, at least until they are consistently profitable and able to trade full time. Mitch Lawton says, diamond pause. Diamond pause. Hey Panda, what is the difference in your mentality when you were making $250 a trade to now? I think the main difference is really the live trading. It just makes it so much more difficult. And so actually off stream, I do sometimes trade 5 contracts, and sometimes if I'm really confident, I'll even go higher than that. But I think the big one is because I'm trading so small now, I'm trying to like, when I was doing the 250 or the 5 contracts per trade before, I was basically trading in a way where I think it was very, very risky, to be honest. It was for the capital, and I'm not saying just risky because it's 250 or the 4-point stop loss, but really it's risky because of the capital I had. This time I'm trying to stick as closer to like a reasonable amount of contracts per the capital, and so I'm trading like 3 contracts right now. And so for me, the growth is smaller, you know, and slower because I'm actually trading a little slower or a little less. So Real Idiot asks, do you take counter trend trades? I don't know if this guy's trying to be a troll or not, but yeah, yesterday I did take a counter trend trade, and it burned me. Burned me once, but the second time I did it didn't burn me. So I actually do counter trend trades if the setup is good, because you're gonna have to ask yourself basically. Every trade is in a sense counter trend. Even a 2-legged pullback is counter trend, right? You have 2 legs down, and now you're going counter trend, right? You're trying to go second entry. You're trying to go in the reversal. Ooh. We're getting a trap here in the bottom of this trading range. Very interesting. Very interesting here. And so I was here, my stop loss was here, I've been stopped out, but we ended up coming to the bottom of the 10K trading range regardless. Big push down here. Trying to break below this channel here, failed to do so. Potential H4 setup. Are we in a downtrend, pandas, or are we in a trading range? That's the question right now. It's a little confusing, a little convoluted. But yeah, like I was saying to Real Idiot, sometimes the counter trend trade is not a bad setup, and if the setup is very good, I'll take it. For instance, this was a counter trend trade to go short here, but I went short here, and I was able to scalp out. And the reason why is because you had so many things going for you. You had this wedge going up. You had the measure move, which I mentioned before, basically right at the measure move, and L4 setup. And so with all of those things combined, this was actually able to make not just a point, but almost entire scalp, right? Swing. 1, 2, 3, 4-point swing. And even for those who are actually swing trading, right, double the reward, risk reward, right? If I just put a short here and put my stop loss 1 tick above the signal bar, then I could have made double my risk reward. And so for swing traders, that was a full swing. I saw how we crashed down here like this, and I kind of like it now here. Like, I want to go long here now. The main reason why is because I feel like now we're at the bottom of the 10K trading range, and we're also at the bottom of the 2K trading range. So for me, there's no more fight on what trading range that we have to come down to, because these trading ranges act as magnets, right? These bounds. And so for me, if we get a higher low setup, I could be a fool here, but the higher low setup may not be that bad here. I'd rather take the trap here. I'm going to let this higher low setup trigger, and I'll take a trap going long for the highest probable trade, just because we had a pretty strong push down, and I'm just not sure if this downtrend is done yet. But typically we fade these breakdowns, and I think because of all this chop here, in my opinion, we are in a trading range market cycle. And because of that, I would consider even going long here, but I want to wait for the trap trade. What I mean by trap trade is, if this gives me second entry and it reverses on the second entry, that's the trade I want to go long in. So I'm going to look for a trap here if it's possible at the bottom of trading range, right, fading this breakout or breakdown. Let's see if we get it. Jiang Seifen says, I trade futures for donation tax write-offs. That's pretty funny. You do it for the tax benefits, huh? We do have the higher low setup triggering here. And like I said, I will enter long here if we were to get a trap trade. Thinking we're in trading range, right? Even though we have a downtrend right now, right? Think about what just happened here. We had downtrend, break of trend, new low, higher low setup, and I'm interested in a trap here if it does trigger. Plus, if you look to the left, we're hitting the bottom of this right here, these pivot lows. And also, when you look at the candles, right? These candles to me are not particularly indicative for a strong trend day, right? We have a lot of overlap here, right? A lot of dojis, a lot of wicks, a lot of tails, and because of that, I'm thinking even the candles are telling us, hey, we're choppy here, trading range. Could be wrong, but let's see if we get a trap here. If we get a trap here, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in long here. I'm looking for a long trade here, pandas. I'm waiting for a trap. But notice this higher low already made a point. So this higher low was able to make a point right into the 20 MA. Very good signal bar actually for just simple two-legged pullback. That's a really good signal bar. If I didn't look to the left of the chart, I would have definitely just go short there. It's a really nice signal bar off the 20 MA. But looking to the left, I'm not convinced that we're in a downtrend. I think we're in trading range. So I'm looking for a trap trade here now, Panos. Looking to go on this trap trade if it does trigger. The really good signal bar too, man. That's like just in general, that's a nice two-legged pullback. One more tick to make a perfect scalp. Still in Trap City, pandas. Still in Trap City. Still in Trap City here. It looks like it wants to make a point though. Keeps pushing down. It looks like it wants to hit the perfect scalp. One more tick for perfect scalp. Perfect scalp made. Absolute scalp made. So that in itself was just a good two-legged pullback. So we didn't get our trap trade. It's okay, pandas. That's the setup we were looking for. We didn't get it. It's okay. And the main reason being is because I just saw trading range, choppiness. We're at the bottom, right? Higher low setup, potential trap here. But 20 MA, two-legged pullback to the 20 MA just proved to be too strong at this point. Right, bottom of the trading range, even on the 10K chart, 5-minute chart, still in the trading range. Actually, bottom trading range as well. It might have broken here though. I'm not sure. Nah, trading range is still good on the 5-minute chart as well. But the 5-minute chart, I think, is giving us a little more information. When we look at it, we're like clearly under the 20 MA on the 5-minute chart. Like very clear. Like we poked above it and came back down. Could not close above it. But I keep looking to the left of the chart. And I just think, man, we're just in a pace of trading range. I could be wrong though. Could easily be wrong here. Very interesting. We even have a major trend reversal here. Downtrend, break of trend, new low. Typically that's where you want to go find a trap. This is where you want to find a trap. The fact that it didn't trap makes me think like we might be in a downtrend, because the typical thing that does happen in traps here, I don't know. This just is kind of choppy. Like I'm not comfortable with any of these trades right now. We made a new low, pandas. I mean, making new lows now. But these new lows, look at this. Every time it touches this trend line, it just spikes right back up. Making me think failed breakdowns. Failed breakdown, failed breakdown. How do we look on it? Ooh, two-legged pullback on the bottom of trading range on the 10K chart. With a nice signal bar, I might go long here. Lower lows. Traps here, fakes out here. Decent signal bar, I might go long on a 10K chart. Days like this, like sometimes the 10K chart's a little better to trade. I'm surprised this Pikachu failed so hard. Right, like this one bar, it's just like, okay, it's a simple bar, but on the 5 minute, it has all of this complex movements, choppy movements. I mean, clearly still downtrend, pandas. Right, clearly still downtrend. 20 EMA acting as resistance. Oh, but I like this. If the 10K gives me a nice signal bar, I might go long here because trading range. Two-legged pullback. But need a decent signal bar here. Two-legged pullback off the bottom of trading range on the 10K chart. Even though we are clearly in a downtrend here. Oof. This could present a problem. Because now with a big signal bar, it means big risk. 1, 2, 3, 4, a little more than 4 points at the moment. But we are still at 3,000 more ticks on this candle, so I'm not sure how this candle is going to end. Clearly downtrend right now on the 5 minute chart as well. 2 spikes down, 2 failed breakdowns. Just reading this price action as best as possible here. We do have a two-legged pullback on the 5 minute as well. Boy, oh boy. Top of the trading range. Are we going to have a bear trend day today? This is too confusing. Not sure what kind of day we're going to have today. Very confusing. Still making lower lows. This is a higher low setup, pandas. Ooh, look at that. Look how terrible this 10K looks now. Okay. Change my mind. Look terrible, but the candle's not done yet. Potential higher low setup here. I like this higher low setup, pandas. I think I'm going to take it. If we can get a decent signal bar, I think I like this higher low setup. Just looking how choppy this is, I just do not think this is indicative of a strong downtrend day today. I think we're in trading range day today, and I'm going to have to trade according to that premise. And with that being said, instead of this being counter trend, I think this is going to be fading the breakdown. But I don't like the outside bar. I really hope it doesn't create an outside bar. Don't like outside bar. Priming out my order. 60 more ticks, 50, 12 more ticks. Good signal bar. I'm in this trade, pandas. Let's see if we can swing this a little bit, because if we're in trading range, this could potentially come up a lot. I'm going to swing this a little bit here. Still in Trap City. I'm going to move my stop loss at 2 points. Let's see if we can get... Ah, it makes a perfect scalp again, pandas. It's reversing on me right away. Ah, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. But I feel like we're in the bottom of trading range with a higher low setup. Not a bad trade, good signal bar. Gonna keep this here for now. I'm looking for 2 points here, pandas. Like, call me crazy, but I think the 2 points is good here. I just feel like this has great potential to go up much higher in the trading range, right? If we're in trading range, it has potential to come back to the top of the trade. Whoa! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! The only thing I'm mad about is I should have done 4 points instead of 2. What was I doing? I just saw that how how choppy this was and just the trading range. And man, I read that perfectly. I felt like it's just I should have done more. I should have got 4 points instead of 2. What was I doing? Pandas, 2 points. I could have got 4. But let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Whoo, let's go. Did that? Woo! Wait. Woo! Wait. 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 Oh, I think what happened is I got the better side of. Whoa! What just happened? Let's go, baby. Oh, actually, never mind. No, I was 2 points. For some reason I forgot I traded earlier. Yeah. Let's go, baby. Now we got a trap here. But now we're at this trend line. So even though it moved up quickly up like that, I don't necessarily think that means that we're in a strong bull trend. We're most likely going to hit the top of another trading range. I don't know, the top of the trading range on 10K chart might be the most accurate in my opinion. Just because the bottom was accurate, I'm thinking the top might be accurate here. But let's go, baby. AJ Santamira says, I'm still in. Let's go, baby. Hey, you have no reason to be out right now. I think, I would put my stop 1 tick below here and just see where it goes. Unless you feel very confident and you're okay just breaking even. Just keep it down here and just see how high you can go. But I think we're in a trading range, so I'm not expecting it to go much higher than this. I'm just expecting it to go high to a certain point. So for me, the point is probably the top of the trading range. But, you have this trend line. Ooh, let's go, baby. Keeps going up. Hey, man. AJ Santa Maria. Let's go. And just like that, pandas. Just like that. From yesterday, I think I'm still negative. Where am I? Am I negative 150? Yeah, I'm still negative from yesterday. It's all good. We're not thinking about yesterday, pandas. Today's a new day. Don't think about yesterday's losses. Just focus on today's best setups. Let's go, baby. But like I said, I really felt like that was a very good setup, and I just could not take that to the point where I was like, this is gonna be more than 1 point. And just looking how explosive that looked, I think a lot of the key things were like I was mentioning in real time, right? For those who are thinking, hey, you're trading counter trend, why would you go long here? And the reason is because you got to remember the market cycle. We're most likely in a trading range because all the choppiness we've seen so far, plus coming back to this trend line, we spiked below it 2 times, failed 2 times to break below it. Higher low setup, even the higher low setup was a second entry, right, which is the best. A, B, C, and that's the setup. That's one of the setups I really like. That's a really nice setup right there. But this trend line is acting as resistance here, as you can see, right? Failed breakout, come reversing back down. That's the nature of a trading range. And I wanted 2 points because I thought it was gonna go more than that. Because if we're in trading range, then if we're in the bottom of the trading range, typically it tries to go to the top of the trading range. And so that's why I thought we can at least make 2 points here. Knowing that 2 points is still lower than the top of the trading range. So I'm thinking at least 2 points, and I was thinking maybe move to 4 points, but I just wasn't sure where it would reverse. And now we're finding our resistance right here. At this trend line. From the top here to here, trend line. And let me make this a little more accurate. There we go. So that's your resistance right here at the moment. Let's go, baby. Going over some of the chats that I missed. Killian says, I went long on the H1 and was stopped out. Sorry to hear that, Killian. Daniel I says, 2K EMA resistance. It was resistance, but man, just looking at it, it's going in and out like this. Yeah, because of the trading range, we're not going to go much higher than this. Even though I thought we were going to go up quickly, I don't know how high we were really going to go. Stray Rat says, do you trade on a 5-minute chart or 2K tick? I trade in both, but mainly the 2K. AJ Santamir, congratulations. Good job. Hey, in this stream, we always congratulate people when they make some gains. No envy here. We're always happy when people make money, even if we're not part of it. But them making money doesn't mean that we lost money, right? Them making money has no say on us. So just be happy for your fellow pandas. And so as you can see, we have resistance here. And with this resistance, I'm going to respect this resistance a lot. And this could be one of those trading range downtrend, down channel days, right? It could be one of those confusing days where it's just slow and yeah, just choppy and just annoying. But man, that was a good trade. Whew. I mean, sometimes you just, yeah, man, that was, I don't want to say free money, but man, I just felt like that was a good trade. If it was free money, then I would have put, 10 contracts on that trade, but obviously I didn't. So it's not actual free money. It's always risk and reward. But I am noticing this trend line being respected, and I'm going to consider that in terms of not trying to go long into this resistance. It's already rejected pretty convincingly. So if anything, you might, if you felt confident about this, you could even trade against this trend line. As in, go short on a lower high setup. You could if you want. But in my opinion, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, these trend lines are so unreliable in terms of making solid trades off them. Higher low setup could be possible here, but yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, strong bull bar here. Two-legged pullback back to the 20 MA. But right into this resistance. So it's conflicting for me, kind of confusing. So I'm most likely going to sit on my hands here, but I will tell you what I think is going to happen. Hey man, let's hit that 100 like goal, and if pandas, I'm not gonna lie. I know the 400 like goal is actually impossible. It's actually impossible, but pandas can dream. But let's try to hit at least 100 likes, pandas, on this during the stream. Helps others know about the stream. Let's the YouTube algorithm say, hey, this stream is bussin'. Let's let other people know about it. People are engaged. People are not just watching it and just, The thing is, YouTube wants to know how engaged the audience is because sometimes people just have a video up and not be paying attention. And so the way they can tell, the best way they can tell is by engagement. The reason why they want engagement is because of advertisements, purely because of advertisements. Like if you're engaged with the content, then you are willing to sit through an advertisement. You will be willing to actually see it. You have more chance to even see the advertisements. And so, when you hit the like button, when you participate in the chat, it just lets people know that this stream, people are engaged and it's worth propagating. So helps the stream out a lot. Helps the stream out a lot, but even more importantly, helps others out because other people might be looking for this kind of content, but it's just a YouTube algorithm has not let them know yet because you're not hitting that like button. So let's hit that like button, pandas. Let's go, baby. Ooh, okay. So premise is changing now because I thought this would be strong resistance, but now the 20 EMA looks like it's acting as a stronger support than this resistance. So let's see what we have here. Let's see what happens here. We do potential lower high setup, but I'm just sitting on my hands here. This is confusing for me. Right, when it starts to squeeze and wedge between a resistance and a support this close together, these are always problem areas, right? We just don't know what's going to happen. Steve T says, were you planning on an update on the trading range indicator so we can adjust the line width and the opacity? Yeah, I mean, I was working on it, but obviously I got super busy with personal life. So I'll go back. I'm gonna start there's a time where I'm going to go and start to make some enhancements to these indicators. So just be on the lookout for that, but no timeline yet. Just, I think when things slow down on my personal life, I could definitely have more people, but. Frank Angelo says, I want to see Drunken Panda style. Oh, I think everyone wants to see that. But hey, it's not gonna happen unless we hit the 400 like goal. Thanks, Pandas. We are over 100 likes now. Appreciate it. Pandas, notice what just happened. We made a higher high now, Pandas. Higher high breaking out. So now we're, like I said, thinking we're going to hit the top of the 10K trading range. And once we hit the top of the 10K trading range, no promises. I don't know what's going to happen. We can break out, or if we have a good setup, right? Such as this, a nice two-legged pullback, good signal bar at the top of the trading range. It's going to fade this breakout. And potentially, maybe we go short instead of trying to go long. But as I mentioned earlier, I think today I wouldn't be surprised if we're in trading range day today, because mainly because I'm confused, right? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, when I see a strong bull bar like this at the top of a trading range, and it getting hit right at the top of the trading range and bouncing off of it, like, am I thinking really, like, you know, is this going to go much higher? You know, I got to consider the market cycle. At any other time, if I saw a candle that looked like this, I'm like, I'm going long, 100%, right? It's just, look at this candle. You got to go long. But the thing is, in the market cycle, right, when you look to the left of the chart, simply big bear bar. This is the daily, by the way. And big bull bar, top of the trading range. So you got to consider, man, I'm confused. I'm just confused. I don't know what's happening. So hence, I'm thinking the next day, confusion. What traders want to see is a confirmation bar. What they want to see is a bar here, a bull bar here. And with a bull bar, they might consider next day, this could be a bull trend day today, or a bull trend day the next day. But if it's a doji bar, that might be strong enough for some traders to go long. But at this point, I think we're in a place where we're confused, and so we're probably going to have a trading range day today, such as this. And I think the price action is revealing as well, right? When you see these kind of candles, like going in, up and down, overlapping each other, even right here where we're like, oh man, we're breaking down. I mean, the breakdown, look at the breakdown, right? It's huge tails here. Huge tails. Every tail here is a failed breakdown, right? Tails, huge tails. You know, when it starts to look so spiky like this, you're not really convinced this is a strong trend type day, at least according to price action. So now what we have here is a higher low setup and approaching the top of the trading range. And I think the 2K trading range is very similar to the 10K trading range. I think we're kind of in the same pivot here on both of them. Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. In fact, the 10K trading range is actually lower than the 2K one. The 2K one's up here. 10K one's like in the middle of the high and yesterday's close. So then again, you have to ask yourself that question, you know, why would you trade counter trend? And it's like, well, in the right market cycle, you're actually supposed to trade counter trend. You're supposed to fade the trend. But not anywhere, right? I'm not going to just fade it right here. I want to fade it at a key area, such as the top of the trading range. So this is what I'm going to look for. And by the way, guess what, Pandas? If you were in this trade, you would still have a runner here. This will all be a runner, right? Because your entry is right here, your stop loss 1 tick plus 1 tick. So your stop loss would have been right here on your runner, on the 25s. Yep, 25s. And guess what? There's a gap here. This can be telling for us in terms of how strong this bull trend is, right? There's a gap between this low and this high. Not only, you know, does it tell us that you're still in a runner, but really tells us the strength of the bulls, right? And the weakness of the bears. The bears could not even come down to stop these runners out. And so these guys potentially have like a free trade right here. And so that can show us some, gives us some clues on how strong this bull trend is. I hope that's helpful. I hope that makes sense. I think what helps is, like, imagine that you're in the trade, right? Imagine you're in the trade and in a sense, I feel like that's even more helpful in terms of figuring out if it's like a, you know, bull trend, bear trend, trading range. For instance, like, you know, this reversed immediately, but let's just say you're like this. Just say you're long here, right? You say you're long at the very bottom here, and you're like, when should I close my position? When should I take my profits? Well, what I'm seeing here is I don't see any reason to go, you know, take my profits out. Oh, here's a big bear bar. Huh, that kind of scares me. Maybe I should take my profits out one tick below this big bear bar. Okay, never mind. It's a little choppy now. Oh, another big bear bar with a big wick at top. Maybe I should, you know, come out my profits right here. And so you're just putting your stop loss one tick below now at this point of any previous candle's low. And so now, once you hit this, you're out of your trade. And it ends up reversing at that point. And so if you kind of just think about, like, if you were like long here, when would be a good time for you to exit your trade? Like, when do you feel like I'm kind of scared now that this might reverse on me? You know, what price action will it take for you to do that? And that's kind of like the place where you want to enter in as a bear. And so by the time it fails here again, like, you know, everyone's out at this point right here. And I feel like that, have that mentality to be able to have that, like that emotional, like, understanding of, you know, when you're in a trade, if you were in that trade, how you would feel emotionally when you see certain price action. That intuitive, you know, that intuitiveness comes with experience, but I think that helps a lot. Right? That only really comes with trading for a long period of time. Yeah, Daniel says probably come down and fill it though, equals range. Yeah, so sooner or later this probably will get filled today. You know, it might come back down to fill it. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back down after it hits the top of this trading range and it comes right back down. But we shall see here, pandas. Don't know what's gonna happen today. It's a little tricky today, not gonna lie. Real Idiot says, what's your average holding time? Huh. I mean, whatever the scalp is, it's really very short. Maybe about a minute or two. Sometimes scalps take longer, but really it's really quick. Oh, Sean says measure move. You know, that's not a bad place to look for a measure move. This is why community is nice. I didn't even think about that. You have a measure move here. Measure move, it kind of breaks above the trading range, but it's not a bad place, you know, thinking that this could be a double top of the trading range. But that is a measure move. This could potentially get you the... Actually, it's a little more than that. Let me make this more accurate here. Thing is, like, when you do technical analysis, every tick matters. So it's really good to be as accurate as possible here. So you do have a measure move here, and it could be looking for this measure move, especially with this gap between this low and this high. Very high potential, but in my opinion, once we hit the top of this trading range, like, anything can happen in reverse, or, you know, looking for like a lower high setup. That's what I would be doing, at least. Yeah, lower high setup around here. Very nice runner if you could have it right now. We hit yesterday's close. 10K. Missed it by one tick. The top of the trading range at this moment. But regardless, first entry, so not interested on the 10K chart. Let's see how the 5 minute looks like. 5 minute looks kind of like the 2K chart. It's like a combination of 2K chart and the 10K chart. But man, look at the 5 minute. Look at the signal bar on the 5 minute. We could have gotten right here, way lower. That's the beauty about the two-legged pullback. You can use it really in any chart, any time frame. Man, I made my 300 today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good right now. 300 on 3 contracts. Let's go, baby. And so here, as you notice, we're starting to get choppy, right? We're starting to have overlap. We're starting to have wicks and tails as we're approaching a certain key area. Why does that happen? Well, it's because some bulls who are way down here are like, hey, I'm getting out. I like my profit, coming out with my profits right here, and I see that we might be in resistance. And so when you start to see this chop, you know there's something happening, right? there is people trying to come out of their positions, trying to protect their profits, and bears most likely trying to enter in at a place where they think, hey, I can come here and I think we're in a trading range. If it does pop up, who cares? I'll scale in. I'll keep scaling in until I actually break, until my short position breaks. And so that's what bears are thinking, right? They're like, hey, I'm gonna enter short here, right? Hit the top, hit yesterday's close. Who cares? Goes up. I'll have, I trade one contract, and it goes up again. I'll scale in again. Once I see a nice signal bar, I'll scale in again. I keep scaling in until now at a certain point, either break even, or if it's way too high, then I'll try to come out break even. But if it's like kind of near your original entry, then you're like, maybe I can, come out break even my original entry and make profits on my second entry. So that's what like bears are thinking here, like, hey, I don't care if this goes up because I just don't feel like it's gonna really go that much higher. So I'll keep scaling in, large stop loss, keep scaling in, and thinking that it's gonna come back down sooner or later today. Just because of today's price action is showing us, most likely we're gonna have some sort of trading range day today. That's what I'm thinking. The NAI says hit the top of the tank. It actually missed it by one tick. That could be evidence in itself, but typically you like it to actually hit, in my opinion. In fact, I like it to break above it a little bit, personally. And I like to fade the fail breakout, if possible. Alright, so we have this trading range. Right, and now we are bouncing right off of it, creating a potential trap here. Will I want to take this trap? Most likely no. But this is not a bad setup here for a long trade, but just in my opinion, we're too high on the trading range. Too choppy on the 2K chart. Trap does trigger here. I'm not interested in this trap because of the choppiness here and we're close to the top of trading range. But some people, they might like this because it's on the key area, right? We're just right off this channel here and we hit the bottom of the channel. And, if you think about for those who went short here, thoughts and prayers, because you're like, why would you go short here when we still haven't broken this channel yet? And they might be getting punished right here now. But these trap trade, or these, these people going long here, they might be trapped themselves, so we'll see. But like I wouldn't be surprised if this does make a point. I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's just not convincing enough for me to go long, in my opinion. A little too far away from the 20 EMA as well. But potentially pretty good trade. In fact, it might scalp out. It scalps out at the zeros up here. FZen says, hey Google, I'm paying attention and fully engaged. Let's go, baby. Yeah, man, just let Google know.
Congratulations.
Oh no.
That's wonderful news.
Oh my gosh, you just triggered my my Google on my phone. Google thought I just got engaged. Yeah, so for those who are long here, thoughts and prayers to you as well. You gotta recognize the market cycle you're in. So both of these guys are sweating, right? These who went short are sweating, these who go long are sweating. Yeah. Yeah, but we have a measure move up here. I'm just like, it's too choppy for me, so I'm just like, I'm not interested in going any trades here. Skarbeshki, yes, exactly what just happened. I'm just like, wow. Google's always listening. Pandas, you are never alone. I'll just say that right now. I think like the best thing would be like, if since Google's always listening, like if you were like in an emergency and got kidnapped and you're like screaming and stuff, and somehow there's some algorithm out there that Google recognizes that's happening, and it sends like the police to you. That would probably be the best way Google can, since they're always listening, that's probably like one of the most helpful ways they can like help. But hey, they're not in it to help others; they're in it to make money. Ryan Schmidt says 4 wins, 0 losses. Let's go, baby. Yeah, so that trap does give you a point. Ryan Schmidt, now yo, hey, congrats, man. Congrats. Good job. See you tomorrow. Daniel says, if the police will do anything. True that. So that's where, you have this trend line. That's why it's important. So that's why you don't go short there. You don't go short there because of this trend line. And for those who are savvy enough, took this long. I'm just a little too scared to take longs like that. So close to the top of the trading range. By the way, we hit the top of the trading range on the 10K chart. And we are about 3 points away from the measure move. But I'm not really considering going short until we break this trend line into this channel. Like if I'm thinking we're in trading range, even in the trading range, I'm not thinking about going short until we break this trend line. Hope that makes sense. Potential L4 setup, pandas, on the top of a trading range. I'm interested. Let's see if we get this L4. Let's see if we get this L4 at the top of a trading range. Let's go, baby. Potential L4 setup here. Rocky Jackie asks, is that 5-minute candles? Nope, these are the 2K tick, 2000 tick channel, 2000 tick time frame. Or tick frame, should I say. Potential L4 setup. Top of a trading range. Let's see if we get it though. L4 has not triggered yet, so it's potential still. Will the market give us our L4 setup? Will I swing L4? I think I would swing L4. I think I will swing L4 if it does trigger. Kellyanne asks, how can you tell if it's an L or H? Well, L just means that I'm thinking about going short. No, sorry. Yeah. This will be a L4 reversal because I'm thinking about going short. L just means low 4, right? When this triggers, will be L4 setup. That means there are 4 pushes up, and basically L4 means 4th entry, which is a second entry, right? It's a second entry in a chain of second entries. That's a lot of second entries. Rajesh asks, what the number candles? So the numbers on these candles are the leg counts. And since we're looking for two-legged pullbacks, we need to know the leg counts of every single candle. It's an indicator that you can find at www.twoleggedpullback.com. Helps with those who are looking for two-legged pullbacks. It's a tool that helps for that. Sorry, I'm focused on the charts. I'm eyeing this like a hawk right now, looking for L4 setup, top of a trading range. Let's see if the market is generous enough to give it to us. I'm not sure if it's going to give it to us though. It looks like it wants to come down. If it comes down to the 50s, we lose the L4 setup. And we look for the next setup. We look for a different setup. But potentially L4 setup here. Once this triggers up here, then we have a bona fide L4. Top of the trading range. But will the market give it to us, pandas? Is the market generous enough to give us this L4? Let's see. It looks like it wants to give us the L4. Just watching. And this might be my last trade here, regardless if it hits or not. We lose the L4 at the 50s, but this could potentially trigger the L4 here. One more small push up. I would really love it if it actually did touch the top of the trading range here. But I'm willing to let that go. L4 is... We're in business with the L4 here. I need a good signal bar now. Give me a good signal bar and I'll be interested in trading here. Give me a decent signal bar. I would like it if it actually does touch the top of the trading range. I would like that very much. And I would like a nice signal bar. I'm asking for a lot here, but that's what would make me feel most comfortable. I think with a signal bar in of itself, a good one here, I might be interested, but with those things, I'll feel even more confident in this trade. I don't know if I would swing this actually. I might just scalp this one out. I might just scalp this one out, actually. The market is frozen in time. It's just so slow right now. I'm not sure what's happening right now. The market is just like a snail. It's completely frozen. Oh my. It didn't even move for like 10 seconds. Vamshi says, "Don't do it, Panda." Hey, give me a 1 in the chat if I should take this L4. Give me a 2 if no. Give me a 3 if I should take the reversal. As in, it traps the trap here. Or it traps out and I just take the trap going higher. Give me a 1, yes. 2, no. 3, take the reversal. Oh, a lot of you guys are saying too, because you're saying, look at this uptrend. Why would you trade counter trend to this? A lot of you guys are thinking that. I get it. I get it. I get it. I hear you out. All right, most of you guys say 2. Jay Greasy says 8. I think he wants me to do everything at one time. A lot of you guys are saying 2. Mike Carroll says he's long on this trap right here. He's long on this, the L4 trap. Let's hope he makes some money. Brandon Jones, my panda. Hey, we got some sense here. He says 1 if it makes it to the top of the TR and turns. I like that. I like that a lot. Because that to me is the thing that will give me the most confidence. Kellyanne also is making some sense here. We have a double top, but no break of trend, new high. So what I've always taught, and what I'm going opposite of what I teach, is if you want to go down, right? If you want to trade this going short, you look for a major trend reversal, which means break of trend, new high, and then you look for a lower high or trap trade. But here with this L4 H4 setup, pandas, I know a lot of you guys don't want me to do this. Ooh. Boy, oh boy. I do wish it did hit the top of this, but rather we're hitting yesterday's high, acting as resistance, double top there. If we get a triple hit there and reverses, I'm in, but right now this signal bar is not good enough for me. Are we gonna get a triple hit? If we get a triple hit here, I'll be more interested. Triple hit on yesterday's high, which is this blue line. H4 setup with a double top, micro double top on yesterday's high in a trading range market cycle. If it gives me a triple top here, I'll be very interested in going short here, but it has to be a triple top. It can't break above it even by one tick. It has to be right on it. Triple top still has not triggered. One more tick up to make the triple top. Thinking to go short. But the market is literally like so slow right now. It's just like barely moving. Barely moving. I feel like the 5 minutes even faster than this. Well, look at the 5 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bull bars in a row. Still looks like a trading range to me though. Trading range on the 10K chart, but look at, we're still on one leg up. No triple top for me. No triple top yet for us. It'd be nice if we get a triple top, just little touch on this blue line again, and then reversing. Terrible signal bar once again, showing us confusion. L4 setup, and this L4 now is less enticing because we're going so sideways. Or is it more enticing? I'm not sure. You want the triple top here, if we can get it. Rather, we're getting a micro triple bottom here, micro triple bottom here. Look at these micro triple bottoms. 2 of them in a row. Incredible. All right, L4 triggers. We're in our L4 now. I'm not in this trade because of this chop here. I don't like how that looks like. But the L4 does trigger there. It's failing to make a point at the moment. Still watching this actually. I want to see what happens if it makes the H5. The H5 spikes up and spikes back down. Like if it makes a long wick off the top of the trading range and reverses, I'm actually gonna go short. I'm looking to go short here. If it spikes up, hits the top of the trading range and spikes back down, I'm actually trying to go short. But look at this choppiness. It's just so choppy, regardless of what happens. Very choppy. Choppiness here, choppiness right here, right? Same area. I would like the H5 to go higher than that, actually. It's going so low. Incredible. This is just a crawl right now. Brandon Joe says he recants. Yeah, I agree. This is getting way too choppy, way too sideways, making this a 50-50 trade, and that's not the probabilities we're looking for. We want something greater than 50-50. We want about 90% probabilities. 85%, greater than 80. But this is looking disgusting now. It's hard to trade this, in my opinion. Like, there's nothing much you can do. Other than this is reinforcing the fact that we're most likely in some sort of trading range. Right? When you have this kind of, you know, choppiness, this is not indicative of strong bull trend day. Okay, we made a triple top here. All right, pandas. Because this is not working out, because this is pretty much sideways, I'm not interested in this trade. Hey, man, we're gonna end the stream here. If you want more information about the indicator, make sure you check out the official website. By the way, there's a free trial for the two-legged pullback indicator. So if you're interested and you want to just try it out, you can check out the free trial. But hey, pandas, other than that, gonna end this stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the stream. And unfortunately, we're not gonna make a trade here just because it's so choppy now. Even if it does go down, I'm not interested because it's just too choppy. This is starting to overcome whatever setup there was. This is starting to take precedence. And so, not really interested. But pandas, do appreciate you guys joining the stream and supporting the channel. Love trading with this community. Love trading with everyone here. And so, I take great pleasure in joining you guys. And so, pandas, trade safe, please. Don't chase. You don't need. If it's not there, you know, just get out. If you, the moment you realize your premise is wrong, just skunk your trade. It's okay. On to the next one. And hey, as always, happy trading. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow.